All of the herbs in Wakanda had been destroyed by Jadok or the Killmonger, so Shuri was attempting to recreate them. Since T'Challa was in dire need of the herb at the time, she tried to use all of Wakanda's technological resources, but she was unsuccessful. The Queen Ramona then arrived to inform her that T'Challa had passed away. The Wakandans and all of his relatives were deeply saddened by his passing. They took the Black Panther to his final resting place with the evidence of the army's capture. Queen Ramonda warned everyone not to underestimate Wakanda, especially not to misuse the vibranium illegally in the Atlantic Ocean at night. CIA agents used the new vibranium detector in their expedition to find vibranium in the ocean with the aid of the detection device. And with the help of the detection device, they found the minimum amount of vibranium in the ocean. Dan Shuri were taken aback that Namor was able to circumvent Wakanda's high level of security. Namor arrived in Wakanda to voice his displeasure. He accused T'Challa of being to blame for revealing the existence of vibranium to the outside world, claiming that as a result, many people attempted to steal it even at the bottom of the ocean. Namor urged the Queen Ramona to apprehend the scientists responsible for developing the vibranium detector, warning that if she did not, he and his army would invade Wakanda. The following day, Shuri and Okoye met Agent Tross to learn who the scientist was that Namor had mentioned from Asia Ross. They learned that the scientist was an MIT student named Rory Williams, and that he had asked Riri to accompany them to Wakanda. Before leaving, Riri took Shuri and Okoye to her base to pack her things. They were amazed by them before they left the FBI abrupt. When they managed to escape the FBI, Namor's army attacked them. The leaders of the army, known as Attila and Amora, killed all the FBI personnel and engaged Okoye, who was their loner, in combat. Okoye used Riri's car, and Riri used an iron heartsuit that she had made. Okoye was ultimately defeated because she was unable to defeat the entire crew by herself. Riri and Shuri were then abducted and taken by Namor's army to an underwater kingdom known as Talokan and Wakanda. The Queen Ramona did not accept Okoye's justification for being defeated by Namor's army while attempting to defend Princess Shuri, as she had reported everything that had occurred. The Dormelage fired Okoye. When the Queen of Ramonda visited Nakia in Haiti, she informed her that Shuri had been abducted and requested her assistance in locating Shuri. Soon after, Nakia learned the location of the Talokan kingdom from locals, and at the same time, Shuri was introduced to Namor. Namor told Shuri about his background, claiming that he had lived for hundreds of years in the past. Namor's mother, who was pregnant, had a mysterious disease. Before Namor's mother passed away, she stated that she wanted to be buried in her village. So Namor and others traveled to the area to bury his mother. However, when they arrived at the village, they were shocked to see that many of the villagers were being forced into slavery by the Spanish colonial army. After witnessing that, Namor became enraged and killed everyone. Namor then invited Shuri to visit the Talokan kingdom and gave her a bracelet in recognition of being the first person to see the Talokan kingdom. Namor despised humans and had great ambitions to rule the world. If Wakanda refused to cooperate with him, they would be the first country that Namor would destroy. In response to Nakia's efforts to save Shuri and Riri, Namor gathered his army and attacked Wakanda. In Wakanda, people lived peacefully while M'Baka patrolled the area and Ikea was meeting Okoye. Shortly after Namor and his army broke down the defensive wall of Wakanda, they encountered difficulties. The Queen Ramona then ordered her army to evacuate all survivors from Wakanda. When Namor was underwater, he attacked them with water, drowning the Queen Ramona and Riri Williams. The Queen Ramona, who was still conscious, tried to save Riri but sadly died as a result of it. Berku had been fighting Namor's army, but he was ultimately defeated by Namor. Foreigners arrived with an airplane and shot Namor, but they were unsuccessful because he moved so quickly. Namor didn't regret what he did, and when Wakanda refused to bring Ray Williams to him in the wake of the Queen's passing, Ramonda made sure he was the only heir to the throne who was still alive. Shuri, who was still furious, tried to keep researching herbs so she could acquire the superpower of the Black Panther and exact revenge on the Talokan kingdom. She used a piece of jewelry that Namor had given her, believing it to be also made of herbs. Together, Shuri and Riri developed a number of weapons. Shuri completed the updated Dora Milaje suit, which featured numerous weapons and defenses. In addition, Riri attempted to modify the Iron Heart suit so they could be used in the bowels. Shuri finally discovered the right formula to regrow the herbs, so her efforts weren't in vain. According to tradition, Shuri was sent to the world of the ancestors, but instead of finding the Queen Ramonda there, she discovered her cousin Killmonger. Shuri was shocked and furious when she met Killmonger because she felt like her ancestors had abandoned her, and she also despised Killmonger, but Killmonger explained that they had met there because they were the same and both had a strong desire to exact revenge. Killmonger also claimed that all previous Black Panthers were weak individuals. He claimed that he had burned all the herbs in order to prevent the emergence of the next Black Panther, but now he recognized a strong Black Panther in Shuri. When Shuri awoke angry because she hadn't met her ancestors, Nakia believed that their experiment had failed. However, it turned out that Shuri already had the Black Panther for power. With that superpower, Shuri was more music. At first, Baka disagreed with Shuri's choice, but he made it clear that he didn't want to listen to him. The following day, the army of Wakanda prepared to attack the Talokan kingdom. They were traveling there by ship, and as they arrived in the middle of the ocean, Shuri tricked Namor and his army into going to the water surface. The battle between the two kingdoms finally started. At first, Wakanda attacked Talokan relentlessly. Shuri managed to trap Namor by luring him into the airplane that she had prepared to try out as she and Riri battled Namor head-on in their respective Black Panther and Iron Heart suits. When Shuri learned that Namor had been caught, he had a plan to take Namor to the desert so they could fight there. The Wakanda army was ordered to retreat by Barku, but when Nomura blew up their ship machine, they were unable to do so. You don't speak simultaneously, but the Talokan army reversed the situation and surrounded the Wakanda army. In a scorching desert, Namor and Shuri engaged in a combative bow. Even though Namor was extremely strong, he was still able to fight and stab Shuri with a spear, after which he ordinarily tried to retreat to the ocean because he desperately needed water. When she attempted to kill Namor, the Queen Ramonda suddenly appeared in her vision. The Queen urged Shuri to release Namor because she didn't want any bloodshed during their conflict. As a result of Namor's decision to submit to Shuri and become an ally of Wakanda, the Talokan army and the Wakanda army found peace with one another. Wakanda then successfully grew their herbs before Namor left Wakanda. In Talokan, Shuri gave Riri a car as a parting gift because Namor had abandoned her for Wakanda, which infuriated Namor. When Shuri visited Nakia in Haiti at that time, she burned a white cloak similar to what her mother wanted in those days, indicating that she had apparently accepted the deaths of her mother and brother. Namor had warned her that someday, when Wakanda would need help from Talokan because they didn't have another ally from the outside world, they could use that opportunity to avenge humans in the outside world. Their son was given the name Tisset, but his real name was Prince T'Challa, and T'Challa agreed to raise him in Hades so he wouldn't have to deal with the politics in Wakanda. Thank you for watching. Why don't you consider subscribing while you're here? We have the best recaps around and would love to have you part of our community. Thank you and see you in the next one.